Good morning, my lovely friends. How are you today? I know we're in a new spot. It's because I got a new desk, so we're not facing the door anymore. Anywho, if you're new here, I'm Liz. This is Crime Time, Creating Crime Time, where I sit down, I talk about some true crime. Sometimes there's art involved, it depends on how I'm feeling. And this month is all about the satanic panic, things with the occult, things all of the above. Now today we are going to be discussing the true crime case of Howard Green and Carol Marron. Now this case is still unsolved to this day. This happened while their bodies were discovered in December of 1979. Well, so a cold evening, December of 1979, a motorist is passing by in West Patterson, and they see two figures lying by the highway. The police were called, and upon arrival, they discover that the bodies are wrapped in like a sackcloth, and they're the corpses of a man and a woman. They were to be identified as Howard Green and Carol Marron. They both had been beaten to death, but it was very strange in the exact manner of their death. So both of them had been stabbed in the eye. Their faces had been smashed in on the left side, and both had been stabbed in the right eye. What also is more bewildering about this is that they had a clump of hair. Both of them had a clump of hair in the same exact hand, and both of their bodies had been drained of blood. And this is thought to have been done with veterinarian syringes, and they found a syringe mark in the same exact spot on both bodies. What is equally as odd is they were a normal couple. Howard was 53 and Carol, I believe, was 33 at the time. Now, Howard was a cab driver and he was also an artist, and Carol was a secretary at Pratt Institute, and she also enjoyed creating clothing in her spare time. They lived in a basement apartment in Brooklyn. This is about 25 miles away from where they would be found in West Patterson, New Jersey. So it's very odd the way that they found their bodies and kind of how everything unfolds. So the lead detective on this case comes out and says that it was not one perpetrator, it was more than likely two or more than that, and it was a cult by nature, due to the fact that two people possibly performed this murder in unison, due to the fact that it was exactly the same way that each person had been mutilated. And also that it just, so murder shouldn't happen exactly the same way unless it's ritualistically done, and done in a way that two people or more than two people can do it at the same time. And so police, after they identified their bodies, obviously the normal of informing family and all that jazz, they go back to the couple's apartment and they found it in disarray. And they also found paraphernalia of the occult, like books and stuff like that. Well, friends of the couple were actually unable to assist in this investigation because they were a normal couple. They claimed to have seen them on the subway the day before the murders, but nothing was out of the ordinary. Nothing was screaming strange. But a short time after the murders, there's a journalist, his name is Maury Terry. He receives an anonymous letter. And in this anonymous letter, it discusses the incident and apparently directs him to a group called the OTO. Now, this is the Ordo Templi Orientis. Now, this is a spiritual and philosophical secret society that was led by Aleister Crowley, who I have talked about in a previous video, and he was a leading member of the occult in this time. Now, it said it was said that Carol was looking up this order about a year prior to the murder, and that after this letter, attempts were made to see if there was a connection between the order and their murders, but nothing has come of it as of yet. This murder is still unsolved. It's highly fascinating to me because, I mean, we have these two people that are just, they're killed off the side of the road. Like, they're killed in another place and they're placed off the side of the road. Exact same MO on each body. And, like, that, and they're completely drained of blood. I'm like, is it another Black Dahlia thing we got going on? Is it another Cleveland torso murder thing? If you haven't seen those videos, highly recommend them as well, because they talk about some of this stuff, not like satanic stuff, but the draining of blood and stuff. But yeah, this case still is like highly fascinating because nobody knows. Nobody knows at all. So even though it's a quick one today, I hope you guys enjoyed the lovely case of Howard Green and Carol Marron. This is still super fascinating, and yeah. I also want to say too is that the person, whoever wrote that anonymous letter, they were afraid to sign their name, so they probably knew something else, but they didn't want to reveal their name in case something would happen to them as well. But yeah, that, my friends, is this true crime case, and I'll see you guys in tomorrow's true crime case. Bye, guys.